So for listeners, this is there's no intro. We're not going to put the header footer at the end of this. Kenny and I were literally talking by text. We had a great idea from our friend Jim Shopland. This will actually, Jim managed to upstage Lori because this will post before Lori's episode does. But we talked to Lori last night. You guys will hear that Monday. This will drop today, and it's really, Jim made the suggestion that we should talk about, COVID-19 or coronavirus and retail and what to be thinking about with retail, right?
Right. And just a quick one. That's not going to be
No. It's not.
But just some things to kind of hone in on and think about a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, probably the easiest place to start is right now. There's a ton of, there's a run on everything, right? I don't know about the grocery stores near us. Everything's disappearing, right? I mean, the toilet paper is beyond a joke at this point. It's almost comical, but everything else, right? Like frozen everything, right? Frozen chicken, frozen meat, frozen veggies, fruits, all of that stuff is on the run, right? People are stocking up, and I went for regular grocery shop today, and because I just couldn't quite get to the grocery store before all of this stuff started, right? And today's a Friday, right? So normally I would have gone Saturday morning or Saturday or Sunday morning. So I was in there today, and there was a lady who had something like 30 or 35 packages of spaghetti in her cart. So there's some
that
pandemic.
could have been two things. That could be two things.
Yeah.
A little bit older?
No. I would put her, honestly, my guess is she's younger than me.
That's interesting, because typically they're a little bit older because they could have been for 99 cents or $1.29, so you bought it. Yeah. But I think there's an ultimate underlying fear right now of being stuck without pasta, which I appreciate and I totally understand, because I'm going to go to the warehouse on Tuesday and I got to buy a case of pasta.
I do have, so in full transparency, but I didn't do this for this, but we've got probably 8 or 9 bags of rice in our house, right? Like, pasta for you, rice for me.
We've got a 10 kg bag of rice in the house right now too.
Oh, please. That's like a lunch and a dinner for us. So.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, hey, everybody's got their challenges. But it's one of those things as a retailer. I went to the superstore yesterday. I think we talked about it last night, and it looked like a bomb went off.
Yeah. Especially
in the canned goods section.
Yeah.
And a few of the other sections, like you said, definitively frozen was just like pillaged.
Yeah.
And anything frozen, pizzas, to vegetables, to fruit, all gone. Yeah. Canned goods, pastas, rices, the normal.
Yeah.
Crackers, like anything you can hang on to for a little while.
Yeah.
Right. My thing was, when I walked in there and where I saw the opportunity loss was, if I'm the store manager in that store, and I actually know the store manager quite well in that store, but if I'm the store manager in that store, instead of having a chip end, instead of having, I think one was a pop end, those are ends for pure storage and just velocity items. I would have had probably canned goods or stuff like that stacked down the aisle, where you might have pop. Leave it there. That's fine, because people will do that. But some of the other stuff, maybe like, instead of worrying about whether it's mini wheats or something like that, put those back in the aisle and drop your toilet paper there.
Yep.
Like if that's what people are looking for, what you're trying to do is one, capitalize on the fact that you can sell this. Mm-hmm. No gouging, you guys. There's no need for that. I mean, you don't have to give things away, but you don't need to gouge.
You don't need to discount.
You don't need to discount, but that's different. You don't need to gouge.
Yeah.
You don't need to raise prices.
Correct.
You can be prickish and do that. And this is a free market. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like that kind of business.
Yeah.
What I've been telling our people who are selling of our stuff is, I just said, you know what? If I was you, I'd lighten up on the discounts. 2 supplies. 1 supply is tight. 2, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna go. Like, the demand is there right now.
But that's some of the things I just noticed is, I think if I'm a retailer right now, and I think that's what Jim was sort of getting at, is I would really look at my space in terms of merchandising and make sure I'm capitalizing on it.
Yep.
And then a few other things we're going to talk about in a second, because the coffee shop came up with has concerns today, so I threw some other ideas back at them.
You're right.
Potentially look at. So
yeah,
but definitely merchandising is critical right now. Critical.
And I thought, the thing that sets you and I off all the time, right, is any slow moving stock that you have, that is kind of hiding in the corners of your back room, anything like that. Now is a good time to get creative. A good time to get it out.
Yeah.
To think about,
it's a commodity,
what do you got,
or
right?
a staple,
mm-hmm.
right? And where someone maybe is scared. So let's say we're in the pet industry, because that's what we talk about quite a bit. Maybe you got some older toys that just really haven't moved well. It's a good time to discount, because if someone does decide to self-isolate or self-quarantine, because maybe they've traveled, or maybe they've got it, or they're not feeling good. Do you want to be running out and grabbing dog toys, cat toys? Or would you, if there was a good deal, would you stock up right now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what people need to look at.
Yeah.
Is look at the things that is grocers are an easy one. Focus on your staples. Right? And like you said, some discontinued stuff, but really and truly, when you have space out there that's not a commodity, don't get rid of it for now.
Yeah.
Store stuff on the floor that is in really high demand. And do your part as a community person.
Yeah.
Yes, again, we're in business, sell.
Yeah.
But have stuff available for us to buy.
Yeah. I think
supply.
I think too, the other part is, this is those moments. So if you're a grocer and you've kind of got a set planograms, you've got a set layout for things, now is the time to ditch all of that, right? Like it's not the time.
No.
I also think that if you are discounting, this is the moment where you kind of test your instincts as a retailer, because you don't have time to go through SKU by SKU. The store I was in today had some really, really not great coffee SKUs, and they had discounted all of them, right? So I could tell, no, because
unless they're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, they were trying to get rid of them.
That's
because
fine.
they had all because I'm I love retail, so I know what that section looks like.
Yeah.
And they had taken that entire shelf of slow moving coffees, moved it right up to bullseye,
so
right up to eye level, and discounted all of them.
But a price
and then they dropped all of the ones that they knew were going to sell. The Illies of the world and all these guys, right? That 100% you were going to sell, dropped them right down to the bottom, right? So people who knew what they were looking for was going to come in and get them. And people who were looking to stock up were grabbing all of those items for 50 cents off.
Or you got a chance for people to do both. I'll buy let's say it's a Melita. I mean, it's not the greatest coffee, but it's not the worst. I buy my Melita and say, what? Okay, sure. What the hell? I'll take a deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
And just in case, right? I'm buying just in case. So, and I thought that was really clever, right? Because that was a moment where just you know what? That's when you test, what as a retailer, right? Because now you're moving stuff, because people are looking for it anyway. So
absolutely. I think that's the thing, though. I think what happens with retail when you get situations like this, you hit either defeatist mode, or you panic.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, this is a great time for you to step up, make some money.
Yeah.
To step up, give me more opportunity to shop, because use your floor space, use your head.
Yeah.
Use your head.
Yeah.
Walk your store. If the section's not selling, right, then do another walk in the store. Make sure none of that is on display.
Yeah.
Because obviously people are telling you emphatically with their dollars, not interested.
Yeah.
Cut space back.
Yeah.
This is your low. If you see a section blitzed, put more of it on the floor if you have it.
Yeah. There's an interesting forward-looking element as well. So if you're a retailer, so I'm thinking the pet guys in particular, we were talking about this a lot, not this time, but last year. But I think that if you think through this virus, the next step, so in China, when it got to heightened states, nobody left their houses.
Right.
And then, things like Uber, right? Or whatever their version, right? They had different versions of Uber, but Uber Eats, anything that delivered to your house became a really hot commodity.
Right.
And I think if you're a small business owner right now, I think the forward look for you might be in a couple of weeks. So in Ontario, right? So we're kind of on a 3-week encouraged, no social boundaries sort of a situation, right? So
Yeah.
March break is coming up. There's a week there. There's 2 weeks after that we'll be off and kind of not moving around. It might be an interesting time for you to try and figure out how to even do things like pickup, like curb pickup.
Yep.
So imagine if you could figure that out. Like maybe you've got a couple of weeks to just sort out with your retailing system some way of going, listen, like if you're buying like 10 items and less, right? So you think of like groceries, you're thinking like butter, milk, eggs, right, are probably going to run out. Like you might have bought enough for 2 weeks, but it's going to spoil after that. So they're going to need it. So how do you then say to a local person, we have a Longo's down the street from here, like literally 2K away. In my mind, it's like if Longo said, hey, listen, you know what? We have milk, eggs, and butter. If you want to pick it up, you can maybe like, it could be like a completely rudimentary system where you email the Longos and say, I want these 3 things. Tell me what the bill is. I will transfer you the money, right?
Yeah.
Figure out how to transfer you the money. And then you tell me when to come and I'll pull up to the curb. You'll drop the bag on the curb and then I'll pick it up. No exchange.
Yeah.
Off I go.
I mean, Superstore can do that now, if you think about it. I mean, I know they have the behind the building pickup, and I know
Walmart does that too, right?
Walmart, but at that point, even for those retailers, wheel the cart out, have your employees stand back 3-4 meters. Take your employees too, right? Don't. This is a
This is safe all the way around, right?
This is everybody, and have the customer pick up what they need, etc. But give yourself some room.
Yeah,
I think those are great ideas, and I think for small retailers, especially, if you think about, let's say you're a neighborhood grocer, right? I'll give you the coffee bar. I'm not going to get into the coffee bar, but we have elderly clientele. Most of the little grocers on the street are the same people, the same clientele. Most live within the neighborhood.
Yeah,
most allow them to phone in an order. Allow them to pay on the phone, debit, credit, whatever, however you can take. You know what? For what it's worth, as a good service, pack it for them and drop it off at the door. Don't have to do anything. Let's drop it at the bottom of the stairs. This is your time to shine and show that you actually give a shit about people. And again, I mean, you and I are business people, so money is, this is we land there, but that's what this is about. And that's a shit nobody forgets later. Right? That you stepped up when I needed you. Lori's example last night was wonderful about helping her neighbor who had chemo. Because that's a person who's immunocompromised. You can't go.
You can't.
There was one on CNN today. I guess this old man and woman were sitting in front of don't know if it was a Walmart. And I guess she's screaming out the window, help me, or come over. So this young woman went over. She goes, we're scared to go inside because we hear that this thing's attacking old people. Gave the woman $100 US outside the window and a shopping list. Girl's probably in mid-20s, goes in, does the shopping, comes back out, gives them the change in the bags.
It's amazing.
Right? But think about it as a retailer. I mean, you can do that. You could have, I mean, I get there's, maybe you can call a few extra staff in. But it could be this: park in the parking lot. Have them walk to the car, or have them open the window, do your 2 meters, email your shopping list. Tell me what you need. I'll come back out with either the pin pad or square, or you can do a transfer.
Whatever.
There's a million ways to do it. Right?
Well, and then because it also protects the employees that you have that are super vulnerable, right? Like employees that, because you think, like, so both you and I do jobs online that we could really do from anywhere, right? You can sit in your pajamas all day.
That's why I'm today in an undershirt.
But there are folks that need to work retail, and so everything shuts down. They lose their jobs essentially.
They lose everything.
So, and so this is a way of you providing a service. So I think the big thing here is, if you're small, there are opportunities here. So don't feel like there's a moment where
it's not the end of the world.
Holy shit, that's it. Like
it's not the end of the world. And I think even as small, one of the things I told the bar today, for example, we typically run 7 till 7. We have 2 employees, then overlap probably for a couple hours in a day. It's a very tight space. Go 8 to 4, 8 to 4:30 for the next little week. Maybe only need one of you to come in. Not overlapping each other. And for the customers, you're still giving what they want. I suggested take maybe 3 tables out. and give the tables a little breathing room.
Yeah.
You have a 70% isopropanol disinfectant ready to go, or a bleach thing. I know it's going to stink a little bit, etc. Tough beans. Like what are you
times,
doing?
Though, right? It's special
Small
times. People are going to
little
understand that.
things.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I know we're pretty much out of hand sanitizer, but even as a good retailer, it could be just that.
Yeah.
Is making sure at the till when people are counting money, have a little bottle of hand sanitizer or something they can, whatever it is. I mean, again, you got to watch the touching and stuff, but it's all these little things that you can still survive. And I agree with you. My worry sometimes, even for a small grocer, because what we're describing, for example, is payroll heavy, right? Because they're going to be thinking, oh, I got to have all these people running around. For the short term, for what is a couple, cut the hours.
Yeah.
Don't cut the employees.
No.
Cut your opening hours.
Yeah.
Let your community know, guys, we're normally 7 till 9 as a grocer. We're going to be open from 10 till 6, but we will have all these extra people. You don't have to come in. You can do this texting thing you and I are talking about, or whatever it is. There's a million ways to make it work.
I mean, you could structure it. You could structure it. You know what? Like, order in the morning, right? So just like you would do on Amazon, call me. We'll take phone call orders between 9 and noon, right? And I'll have my employees. We'll pack this stuff, right? And then you know what? Like, and then once they're packed, maybe everybody goes home. You got like 2 people, just carrying bags out, right? So when are you going to be here? Text me when you're at the curb. I'll bring you your order. Done.
Again, this may not work it's harder when you're a Walmart and that. But most people who are going to listen to us are small people.
Yeah.
Small delis, small stores, small pet stores. You can do this.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah.
And again, what it does, it mitigates you getting sick, your customer.
Yeah.
It allows you to still do business.
Yeah.
Right. So I think these are things. I mean, Jim was right today. I think it's a good time to, we go right to doom and gloom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right to doom and gloom.
Yeah.
It's just as easy to do, and then you lose sight of what the game is.
Yeah.
I told you, Superstore bothered me yesterday just because I thought you guys are wasting these ends, just wasting them.
Yeah.
You could have had 3 or 4 pallets of beans stacked here, which you've probably been selling all week.
You probably could have moved people faster out of your store.
Exactly. And less exposure.
You don't need to wander down all these a million aisles. Like, you knew they were in there for that. You put it on the end, you're
exactly for what it's worth right now.
Yeah.
Let them buy what they want so they can get out, so that they're not feeling, again, it just lowers the anxiety a little bit.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think this is what Kenny and I wanted to do. We thought there's some really interesting elements here. The last thing I would say is, if you're doing advertising, be very, very careful. This is a good time not to be opportunistic, right? So it's easy to I'll give you the example. We need a new steam cleaner. So we went on Amazon to order a steam cleaner, and half of them had, clean for coronavirus. And you're kind of like, guys, steam isn't killing a coronavirus. Don't do that, right? And so when Kathy was looking, I said to her, don't buy any of those. I'm not buying.
No, I'm not supporting people like that.
That's bullshit marketing. And and
that's just lying. That's not bullshit marketing. It's lying.
Yeah. And so you want to keep it really simple. You want to keep it genuine, very much in the lines of what we've been talking about is, if you want to try something like this, think of the words that you would use if you were being talked to. So it would be really simple things like, we're still here. We're still open and we're here for you. There are lots of ways to buy groceries without making contact.
Yes.
Simple things like that people are going to be worried about, that delivers a message. I would stay away from anything that's like, don't worry about coronavirus here. We got you. Like any of that, I would stay away from all of that stuff.
All of that.
Don't worry.
Because it's a lie. You don't have it. Nobody's got it figured out.
Yeah. Keep
and
it
really,
simple.
Please don't gouge right now.
No.
Just don't do it. For what it's worth.
Yeah.
Just go to retail. You don't have to deal, but don't be that. Don't be those people.
Yeah.
Right now, again, if supply's getting really tight, and just don't do it.
Yeah.
If you sold it for $10 last week, sell it for $10 this week. Unless it was a $10 sale, drop the sale. Go to full retail. No issue.
Yeah.
Because as a consumer, I get it. I'm okay as a consumer paying that. I guess I want a deal too, but I understand right now that this is a business, and I'm okay with that. But do not rip me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
I'll
not wait for
remember.
that.
I'll
Oh, you
remember.
better believe I'll remember.
Yeah, I'll remember.
I'll remember while I'm standing right there. Maybe now even thinking, do I actually give you my money, or
Yeah.
am I going to take a chance somewhere else? Because I'm not going to
Yeah.
play that game. I don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is not the time for that. This is really a time, I think, as retailers that we can step up and
Yeah.
offer just that much more service
Yeah.
and be cognizant of that people are scared,
Yeah.
and rightly so.
Yeah.
But let's just make sure that we're not being stupid,
Yeah.
right?
Agree. Agree.
Really, the out of stocks were killing me, and I get, and some of it I understand. It's you can't just in time. I mean, this thing
Yeah.
just came
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
the blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're out of stock of so much stuff, and
Yeah.
what
Of
do you do
everything. Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
with
You
nothing?
know, it's just the way it is, right? So yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe this is where
Yeah.
you and I talked last week. This is a good time for the alternatives. But be honest about it. I don't have A, B, and C,
Yeah.
but I do have this. Right?
There are. Look, if I take one more example, right, and then we can wrap it up so you guys can go and do what you got to do. But let's go with something really simple. So you think of things like kidney beans, right? Which in some cultures is a really easy thing. People know how to prepare it.
Yep.
It's great. It's nutritious. It's got protein. It's really good for you. There are a whole lot of cultures, like in Canadian mainstream, kidney beans has no. Most people don't know what to do with it, right? And so this is a great opportunity to do something experiential where you kind of go, listen, I'm laying out these three things together. So if you have chicken broth, if you have rice, and you have kidney beans,
you're killer,
this
man.
is a rockin' dinner.
Yeah.
Here's how you make it. Maybe
Tasty
I
as
even
hell.
print like a little half page of like,
Absolutely.
Here's the recipe, right?
Absolutely.
And then people will be so grateful because everyone is like, oh my God, like the only thing I know, and I'm not disrespecting, but the only thing I know is like frozen pizza or fish sticks or or chicken strips, like that sort of thing. But there's a limited supply of that stuff. This is a way for you to go, hey, you know what? You're in isolation. You got time to try something. I'm going to give you 3 ingredients. This is super easy to make. Here's the recipe. Take these 3 things. Now you've increased your basket. You've made a fan. Right, you've created,
you did the right thing.
And you did the right thing, right? So there are lots of ways to do this. We are, if you're a retailer and you're struggling with how you
some
make
ideas,
a difference, like hit us up, right? Yeah,
for
100%,
100%,
for sure,
100%. This is a good time to really do the right thing.
Yeah.
In a million different buckets.
Yeah,
this is it's don't blow it.
Yeah,
don't blow it.
Anyway, that's it. We wanted to get it quick and dirty. No intros, outros here. We hope everyone is safe. Everyone stays.
If you don't need to work, don't. You can work from home,
don't go where you don't need to go. Right.
That's not smart. If you don't need to see a movie, they're on TV.
Yeah.
Right. Read a book.
Yeah. Go for a hike somewhere that there's nobody around. Go for a hike. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Go. Do.
Because that's the other thing. Remember, it's not. We're not in lockdown. It's not nuclear fallout. You can walk the street.
Yeah.
Distance. If you see somebody, be polite. You just don't have to hug and kiss and hold hands anymore.
Yeah.
Right? But a hi, hello. Even if it's your neighbor, sort of what Lori said. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You need anything?
Yeah.
Right? It's a time to be human again. Let's,
Yeah.
Okay, agree. Buddy boy.
All right. Take care.
You too, man. We'll chat with you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye. Ciao, ciao.